Stop doing HIIT. If you're doing HIIT 5 to 6 days a week and you're trying to lose weight, you might be making your fat loss harder. You see, most people think the more you sweat, the more results, right? You feel like you're not working hard if you're not sweating, but that's not how your body works. Too much HIIT can increase your fatigue. Also, too much HIIT can hurt your recovery. And guess what? Too much HIIT makes it harder to build muscle. You see, high intensity interval training, or HIIT, isn't bad. It's really not the problem. The problem is most people use it way too often. So the question is, how much HIIT is actually enough? And another question is, when does it start hurting your progress instead of helping your progress? So you know what? Let's talk about it. Well, the short answer is yes. HIIT, high intensity interval training, can definitely become detrimental. Not because it's bad, it's just because most people use it incorrectly. So you got to think of HIIT like a high performance vehicle, right? It can get you incredible results. But if you redline that engine every single day without proper maintenance, oil and all those things, something's going to break down. And that's exactly what can happen when HIIT, or high intensity interval training, becomes your entire fitness plan. But I want to start with cortisol. Every HIIT workout creates a significant stress response, but that's okay. That's actually normal. In fact, that's what makes HIIT so effective, right? Your body releases cortisol, your primary stress hormone, to help you meet the demands of that workout, right? But the problem starts when HIIT goes from being an occasional throw-in or a challenge to becoming your everyday habits. You see, if you're doing HIIT 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 days a week, your body can remain in a constant state of stress, right? That can lead to poor recovery, disrupted sleep, increased inflammation. Your body will become irritable to most cases, and fat loss becomes more difficult. It's because the body starts acting like it's under a constant state of attack, feels threatened. And a body that feels threatened constantly does not focus on burning fat. So that brings me to something to talk about here that most of y'all probably never even heard of. It's called mitochondria fatigue. Your mitochondria are the energy producing structures inside your cells. I know, you probably don't get it, but I gotta explain this, right? So I want you to think of them as little tiny power plants, right, inside the body. And research has shown that excessive amounts of HIIT can actually disrupt your mitochondrial function, right? So in other words, the very thing you're doing to improve your fitness, right, can eventually reduce your body's ability to effectively produce energy if you're overdoing it. That's why some people reach a point where their training becomes harder than, or harder, but feeling more exhausted than they ever felt. So you're putting in more effort, and you're getting less energy. That's the actual problem right there. The third issue I want to talk about is your joints. Your joint wear and tear with HIIT is tremendous. So people are like, well, what is actually HIIT, right? HIIT can include like sprints, jumping, burpees, like all the explosive movements, right? High intensity impact movements, right? Those exercises, they're not necessarily dangerous, but they can become risky when fatigue starts to accumulate. And then as your muscles get tired, your movement quality decreases. So your knees start absorbing more force. Your lower back starts to compensate for things. Your feet and ankles start to become more stressed. The body is just not functioning like it should. So when you do that over repeated months, years, you start increasing the likelihood of like different issues. And what I mean by issues, I mean like you ever heard of things like runner's knee, plantar fasciitis, tendonitis. You got a bunch of tendon irritation and chronic aches and pains just from your training. So you may ask, well, what is the answer? And then you're watching this video, you're like, should I stop doing HIIT altogether? No, it's not what I mean. Absolutely not. HIIT is one of the most effective tools in fitness, right? The key is just treating it like a supplement, not the foundation of a fitness program, right? You're going to add it in. But for most busy adults, 1 to 2 to 3 sessions per week is plenty, right? Because you're not overdoing it. That gives you the cardiovascular benefits of a good calorie burn. You also improve your conditioning, you improve your endurance, which can help your recovery system. So what I would do and what I do is spend most of my time focusing on strength training, just daily movement, ADLs, activities of daily living, so I can get better sleep and better recovery. If you're doing HIIT, you definitely would need to focus on recovery. And speaking of recovery, one thing I personally use is Tranquility by C Squared Nutrition. It's a magnesium based formula that helps support relaxation, recovery, and getting a good quality of sleep. Now, we know your body actually repairs and recovers from training during rest, right? Remember, results don't happen during the workout, they happen when you recover from the workout. Now, let's get back to the video. Those are the foundations. And that's where the long-term results are actually built. So the goal isn't to just survive your workouts. I'm out of breath. I'm sweating so bad. The goal is to improve on your workouts. You want to train hard enough so that you can stimulate the body to change. You want to be able to recover, right? If you're not recovering, you can't change. That's that sweet spot, right? And that's how HIIT becomes a tool to help your body instead of slowly breaking it down. If you found this video useful, go ahead and hit the subscribe button or simply give it a like or share it with someone who you think this video might be useful to. Or if you're someone who wants a specific program designed for you where you're not overdoing it, I do online coaching. Go ahead and shoot me an email and we will link. Or you can find me on Instagram at Corry Tibbs daily for your daily tips, inspiration, and motivation.
As always, my content is sponsored by C Squared Nutrition, where quality nutrition meets your nutritional needs. Head over to the website www.ctibbs.com. Type in code TIPS by Tibbs for your discount.